As I see many of you gathering in the founders stage area is the right thing to do, as we are getting back to the 50 founders battle. There's 3 more pitch sessions left, so let's dive right into it. Before I introduce our jury and the pitching startups, my name is Anna Vildaus, and I'm going to be taking over the stage for the rest of the day. During the regular day, I head the business development and operations for Vigo Health, but once a year for a week, I join TechChill to see the Baltic startup ecosystem flourish. So I'm happy to see all of you here and meet you once again, old faces and new. Let's get right into the battle then. Let me remind you that there's not only a valuable prize fund of 10,000 euros, no strings attached, and other different prizes that the startups are going to share between each other. There's also a very valuable visibility opportunity for the startups pitching in front of the jury and all of you, certainly. So feel free to approach them in your own time and make the business happen. Let's dive right into it, and I'm going to ask the jury to introduce themselves in a sentence or two, but we can start with Radu Bozga of Notion Capital.
Hey everybody.
Could you get up, please, so everyone can see you well? Thank you.
Hi everyone, great to meet you, and I'm part of Notion Capital. We're one of the more active European SaaS investors. We're a poor Series A fund, and sometimes we do seed and Series B. Based in London, and we were lucky enough to have been chosen by a bunch of quite smart entrepreneurs. And we've invested into GoCarless, Currency Cloud, TradeShift, and a few other companies across B2B and SaaS.
Thank you. Next up, we have Henny Roini of Baltics.
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Henny. I'm from Baltics. We are a VC firm investing in European founded companies. We invest anywhere from seed stage to Series C. We invested in a lot of B2B SaaS companies such as Aircall, for example, or Contentful. We've been around for over 22 years, so it's been a while. We're currently a 1.3 billion fund and looking for, obviously, more investments. Thank you.
Thank you. Emmett King of J12 Ventures.
Hi, great to be here. I'm one of the founding partners at J12 Ventures. We're a team of founders, operators, mostly based in Sweden, investing at seed and pre-seed across Europe. We have one investment in Latvia and hopefully more to follow.
Thank you. Next up, Jerry Kodres of Specialist VC.
Hello, I'm Gary, and I'm the founding partner of Specialist VC. We are currently running our second fund. We did first close of 43 million in January, and we'll be having a second close in a few months. We are focusing on the Baltics, mostly seed and pre-seed phase, and so far we have been very happy to invest to a number of the success cases that have came up out of the Baltics, like having often been the early and very early investors, like in Bolt, very Starship, and few companies also in Latvia, mostly also covering Estonia and Lithuania.
Thank you, Gary. And last but not least, we have Maurice Beckhand of Curiosity VC.
Yeah, hi all, I'm Maurice Beckhand. Curiosity VC is based in the Netherlands. We are a 50 million fund focused on B2B AI. Industries that we like is PropTech, legal tech, fintech, cybersecurity, and the region is Benelux, Nordics, and Baltics.
Thank you so much. Just to remind you once again how this works. So we have 3 minutes for pitches of each of the startups, and then there's time for a question or two from the jury. But I'm going to be helping you with that. Enough with me. Let's focus on the startups, what you came here for. And first up, we have Sqrino on the stage. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Danis from Sqrino. We are building the platform for product manufacturers to take time and cost management of product safety certification to the next level. So manufacturers can get their products certified in days, not weeks or months, and at 3 times lower costs. We deal with CE marking. It's like a passport for a product. So if there is no passport, there is no move across borders, there is no stay on the market. 30% of all products, hardware products being placed on the market are CE marked. Actually, in 90%, EU law allows manufacturers to self-certify their products without giving their money away to third parties like certification or testing bodies. However, it's not the case, and manufacturers still keep outsourcing the most due to lack of competence, rush to market, complexities of regulatory, etc., etc. There is also no central database for CE marked products, so the only way how to check CE marks is actually to validate a massive product technical documentation by going through it manually. And what we can see, also online trade platforms like Amazon are increasingly checking on product technical documentation, let's say for kitchen equipment, electronics, and so on. So to help with self-certification and marking validation, we take the boring part out of both processes, like legal analysis, compilation of documents, and automate them by integrating machine learning modules using natural language processing technologies. So we are literally reconsidering traditional practices of consulting businesses, testing bodies, and marketplaces, which are traditionally driven by traditional business models and services. Our platform with ML modules will have a contextual understanding of product and certification related issues, and actually modules will be the central part of how we will build our platform functionality. So a modular approach actually will allow us also to reduce subscription costs for our clients. Our market initially is vertical one, electrical and electronic equipment with 60,000 of manufacturers in the market. We know the field, and we are currently preparing you with autumn pre-seed fundraising. Thank you. We are Sqrino. Follow us.
Thank you. Let's give it up. Do we have any questions from the jury?
Yeah, could you elaborate a bit more about your current traction?
As we told, we are currently previewing, we are working on a prototype, and we expect it to be in first ready version this summer. So it's like June or July. So we are currently working on it. But we still have a number of web signups for our service, and it's not a coincidence that I meant Amazon platform here in my presentation, since a lot of consulting businesses which sign up for our demo version are actually coming from the North America.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. We don't unfortunately have any more time for more questions, but thanks.
Okay.
All right, next up on stage we have HDO. Let's give them some support and cheers.
Alrighty. Tech hiring is hard. Tech screenings and interviews are flawed with the bias and inconsistencies in assessing technical skills. They require large time investments, but they still can lead to a hire who is not a right fit for the team and the company. And that happened to us when we were trying to expand our team. You see, we screened 49 candidates, hired only 3 engineers, but only 1 was successfully onboarded. We decided to improve our hiring process. And we started looking into tech assessment platforms that assess technical skills to screen developers for tech positions. And we had demos with many leading companies like HackerRank and Codigy. But the problem with their platforms is that they offer basic coding tests, which do not assess problem-solving skills imperative in today's software engineering. So we decided to develop our own product. My name is Adilkhan Mahad, and I'm here to present to you HDO. Now, HDO is a situation-immersive tech assessment platform designed to assess problem-solving skills and find the right talent for your team and your company. And unlike coding tests, your hiring team can create assessments that replicate real-life scenarios they face daily on the job. The bottom line is you save engineering hours, reduce hiring associated costs, and improve the quality of hire. So what's our revenue model? Well, our revenue model is simple. It's subscription-based with packages offering different number of assessments, user seats, and additional resources. And in fact, we have already invested 130,000 euros into our platform, which shows the commitment we expressing towards changing the status quo in tech skills assessment. And we'll be targeting scaling tech companies in the Baltic region and leveraging our connections in the Estonian startup community. How do we have those connections? Well, we have 8 people on the team with the management team having 30+ years of experience working in Estonian unicorn and Fortune 500 companies. And in fact, we demoed HDO to 2 leading Estonian fintech companies, and we'll continue our outbound marketing strategy and accelerate the lead generation by offering a free 14-day trial on our website on the official release set for Q1 2023. So what's our roadmap? Well, with the core features implemented, we will be further developing the video feature to locate on-site interviews onto our platform, as well as pair programming and advanced analytics. We also plan to extend the use case to employee training and upscaling. And with these plans in place, we're open to discussing investment opportunities and mentorship. Please visit our website, follow us on LinkedIn, stop by our booth tomorrow to see the platform yourself. My name is Adilkhan Mahat. I'm a business development lead at HDO, and be happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have a question?
Hello, I'm an investor in many Estonian tech startups that you mentioned will be the first kind of target group for you. And I know that actually, if they already, past, tens of people, they typically already use 2 or 3 different solutions for HR and for, finding and testing personnel. Would you feel that you would be substituting some of these existing solutions, or would you feel that they would need to take one more solution?
From our market research and the conversations where we had with the tech companies in Estonia, they're using applicant tracking systems. So those just showing the progress of the applicant who goes from the application up to the offer. So our platform would be complementing and enhancing this applicant tracking system by being implemented in the tech screening stage, where you send the assessment, assess the technical skills of the candidate, and then decide whether you want to move him to the next stage or not.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up for HDO.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up on stage pitching, we have Codigy. All right, louder, you guys. We can do this.
Hello, I'm Igor, co-founder at Codigy. Speed of innovation is critical for business success, but tech companies become slower as they grow. Why this happens? Growing product complexity, technological debt, knowledge and ownership issues. It's humanly impossible to keep track of all this for a team of 200 engineers. Tools we use now are perfect for daily work, Jira for tasks, GitHub for code storage, but they were not designed to find bottlenecks in code base or processes. So companies use gut feeling. Introducing Codigy, a holistic platform that scans your organization and gives insights to improve it. Codigy understands your team structure and functional modules that make your product, like billing, checkout, chat. By mapping who owns what, we can help untangle your product and make your teams autonomous. We help each team to build a better workspace with architectural analysis, knowledge maps, and collaboration insights. It's a complete solution. Identify the problem, track progress, and validate with engineering and process metrics. So you could say, hey, we invested into this module, now we're 25% faster. Our competitors focus on quantifying the process for the managers, track productivity of engineers, and unable to solve architectural issues. We believe people are great, and engineering would work better if we help improve workspace and collaboration experience. Demand for engineering is growing, and companies we aim for represent a good market for growth. Our business model is simple. We charge a monthly fee for each engineer in a company. Right now, we're focused on large product companies, have a contract with a unicorn and over 3,000 in monthly revenue. We have 2 co-founders, myself, CEO and product designer, and Anton, a field expert and a software architect. We're pretty stubborn, bootstrapped for a few years, building the tech and gaining the market expertise. We're looking for 1.5 million to increase our MRR to 66,000 and add 11 new team members to improve the product and validate new verticals. We already know how to accelerate the scale-ups, but we think we can take this further. Empower first-time CTOs to make radically better decisions and help accelerate career for new engineers. Thank you for listening. Looking forward to your questions.
Thank you, Codigy. Do we have a question?
Hey, thanks a lot for this. Super interesting. I was wondering, how do you feel about potential competitive threats from GitHub and the likes of?
Competition is always good, but so far we see that each company on the market is specialized in something that they do. For example, GitHub, code storage, things like that take most of their time. It's very hard for them to take a completely new vertical and start competing with smaller startups.
Was there a follow-up?
Yeah, that would be great. The next one would be, how do you go about distribution? Do you think of PLG or traditional outbound?
Right now, we are driving the sales, founder sales, to large companies such as scale-ups and unicorns. Each sale gives us from 200 to 1,000 engineers, which allows us to grow the user base really fast. Yeah, so with our pricing model, this is quite good.
And I assume, how does the activation process look like? How long does it take you to get to value for your customers after you sign the contracts?
Okay, so to onboard, we need to integrate only with one thing, a GitHub or Bitbucket or something like this. And the setup depends on the team size. It can take from 1 day to a week. But we're working on automating this to get rid of all the manual work in terms of setup.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, let's give it
Thank
up
you.
and welcome the next startup of Crowdchupa.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Toni Paju. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Crowdchupa. Crowdchupa is a mobile game for crowdsourcing data collection for road condition surveys. Now, roads are really expensive. They're one of the most expensive asset classes that cities have, and maintaining them requires up-to-date data. And the road condition can deteriorate very quickly once the first signs of damage appear, and then the cost to fix it can quadruple. Usually, road condition surveys are done so that 2 engineers drive a road. One of them marks defects in an Excel sheet, and the other one drives. This is slow and expensive, and it's also subjective because it's hard to calibrate people. Now, AI is changing this. You can detect payment defects from videos, and there are several companies providing these kind of services, which makes it faster. But if you have a long road network, you will take weeks to survey it, and that means that you get data in different lighting conditions, which can then make it more difficult to compare the data between roads and then prioritize the maintenance measures. Now, we created a solution for this. It's like a real-life version of Pac-Man, where you have these fruits on the roads or bicycle lanes. People collect them by recording video, and they are paid money to their bank account for each object they collect. They disappear in real time, the objects, and then people can see where the data is still missing. The market size for these types of surveys is about 2 billion euros if you consider also the bicycle lanes where this is applicable. And now we have a team of 4 people conquering this market, and we have also advisors who joined in during our seed round as our board members. Our traction at the moment, we have 20 paying clients, we have 300,000 of revenue for this year, and we have industry partners who are reselling our product. We also have had 40 media articles written about us, and we won second place in IDC's innovation competition for Central Asia and Europe, finishing just behind Michelin and ahead of Dutch National Railways. We are currently raising 500,000 euros, which we want to implement for our vision to expand more strongly in the bicycle lane surveys. We also have stormwater surveys, which are possible with this app, and also asset inventories. And we have now paying clients for all of these new use cases. Yeah, that's Crowdchupa, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is this 300K revenue, is it more like a project-based so far, or is it customers actually agreed to pay on a recurring basis?
We have few of those like 3-year projects, but our strategy is actually to sell through partner companies who have existing framework agreements, and then they can sell our product through that.
How are you building out the user base to increase the number of people that are collecting the data?
We have a social media strategy for this, but also the cities, they are really eager to communicate about this. And also the media attention helps because it's really a novel idea, and then it's really relevant to the local people, so it's easy to get media to write about us.
And how do you view kind of next level solutions such as drone operators and satellite imagery, drone imagery that can kind of compete with the previous driving routes?
Yeah, satellite imagery, if it's accurate enough, of course, that could be a competitor. I don't know how close that is still to be able to detect cracks from space, but yeah, for these drone operators, you would have a fleet of drones which are only needed 2 times a year. In the spring and in the autumn, they would be idle the rest of the time. So, and you would need a huge number of them to survey these roads when they need surveying. So I don't think that would be a financially feasible model.
Thank you so much for Crowdchupa. Yep. Let's welcome on stage the next startup to pitch, which is Formaloo.
Hello, everyone. Let me tell you a story. The story of the idea behind why more than 21,000 businesses trusted us and used Formaloo to grow their business, and how we've managed to analyze more than 4 million customers so far, and why we're experiencing an average of 15% month-over-month growth on our monthly active clients. About my story. Do you know what unorganized data looks like? It looks like a very big box of Lego bricks. You can just sit and start building meaningful shapes out of it, not without organizing it. Here's a typical scenario in most businesses. They use a tool to collect their data, and another one to organize it. And then they spend lots of time and money to develop tools for their internal tools, portals, dashboards, you name it. This process is a real pain and not efficient at all. We're here to change it. We built Formaloo so that businesses can build their own unique customizable tools with no code. We built Formaloo so that businesses can create tools that grow with their business with no code. We built Formaloo so that businesses can use the full potential of a database without even noticing it. Formaloo provides an easy-to-use interface and helps teams to collaborate on it with access management and data security. It embeds inside your business branding and also integrates with your existing solutions. And it's fully customizable. Our market has at least 46 million potential clients, and we want to address 10 million of them in the next 5 years. No-code industry grew 10 times larger in the past 5 years. Also, COVID-19 and the rise of remote working accelerated this growth tremendously. Our amazing team has been working together for more than 5 years and managed 2 successful exits and 2 M&As before. And I'd like to ask you to join us on this extraordinary journey. We're raising 1 million euros to expand even faster and reach 100,000 monthly active businesses inside Formaloo in less than 12 months. Also, if you're looking to integrate your services with Formaloo, please get in touch with me. Thank you. I'm Nush Baratpur, the co-founder and COO of Formaloo.
Thank you to Formaloo. Do we have a question from the jury?
You were mentioning Meta as one of the partnerships. What other kind of partnership do you have with them?
So our main partners are our marketing and development agencies. So they are also our customers. So they're using Formaloo to build tools for their own clients. And they also bring us other partners. And this is how we're growing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are halfway through with the pitching. Thank you so much, Formaloo.
Thank you.
Let's give it up. But before I ask the next founder on the stage, I wanted to check in. Please raise your hands if you have been on the stage pitching yourself. Not today, necessarily, ever. All right, all right. There's quite a lot of you. You should know how big of a support it is to be loud with your ovations and the support that you give to the founder coming on and off the stage. So let's keep doing that even louder for the next 5 pitches. But now, please welcome to the stage InputSoft. Show me. Fun.
Every minute, new plane lands at airport around the world. Hundreds of airport employees are required to complete multiple procedures simultaneously in a very short time. And all these procedures are managed manually. They need to deliver baggage in time, but if they are late, that's okay, because no one will ever find any record of it. Hi everyone, I'm Anastasia, CEO and co-founder of InputSoft from Kyiv, Ukraine. I realized the need of properly managed human resources innovation industry after spending 7 years working as process engineer in airports. COVID-19 has hit aviation industry hard and has exaggerated many of the issues that airport management is facing today. Airlines lost half of their passengers and $372 billion in revenue. Airports were forced to cut costs by closing part of infrastructure, firing staff, and cutting payrolls. And while traffic is slowly recovering, companies now need to find permanent solutions to start optimize their resources and take actions based on real data. And we are here to help them. InputSoft develops a web platform for airports and ground handling companies. With our unique algorithm and preset scenarios, they can automatically and efficiently calculate the number of required personnel. With our solution, airports, on average, can save up to $500,000 a year in payroll. We are very dynamic and flexible. That is one of our great advantages on the market, as well as availability of preset scenarios and automatic calculation of roster. Our price depends on the size of the airport and on number of flights per month. In the last 4 months, we have been testing our software with 3 airports in Ukraine. We were on a good track, then the war stopped us. I relocated to Italy. The rest of the team is still in Ukraine, but we actively continue developing our program. Last week, we signed NDA with the Turin airport and currently in the discussion with 4 more airports in Italy. Our market is huge, as there are 40,000 airports in the world, and resource planning is only one of the challenges they are facing now. Our current solution is only the first module of InputSoft platform. We plan to digitize the entire airport operations, so no more manual records, no more waste of paper. Our founding team has extensive experience in aviation industry for over 20 years combined. Our CTO, Valentin, has implemented multiple projects in airports globally. And we have great mentors and advisors, as we are backed by one of the best accelerator and investors, Techstars. Let's all make sure that flights are never late again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anastasia. Do we have a question?
Yeah, hi. What's the competitive landscape over here? Is it only manual in all the airports, or I'm sure like in bigger airports you have some software for this, or is it more for smaller airports that you were targeting?
Yeah, basically our main competitor is Excel. And all the big companies and big airports like Charles de Gaulle, they're already using some kind of software. It's inefficient, it's really hard to implement, it's a long period of sales. So we plan to disrupt this market because we are dynamic, we are flexible. Our strategy is actually approaching small, medium size in the beginning of our career, but then we definitely go to bigger size.
Okay, thank you.
And is it usually the airport that is your client, or can it also be the airlines that you target?
In our current solution for resource management, in only airports and ground handling companies which operate in airports, but for our vision data management, it also can be airlines.
Okay, thank you.
Is there another question? All good? Thank you so much, InputSoft.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So before the next startup is about to pitch, I'm going to invite the following startuppers of this batch to please join my colleagues over here so we can set up the tech before you get on stage. But now let's welcome BuildrLink.
Hi guys, I'm Mikkel. I'm from BuildrLink and we come from Estonia. I have been working in the construction industry the past 6 years, and we here at BuildrLink want to make construction industry seamless. Do you know what's on the picture? If you guessed it's the Berlin airport, you're correct. So instead of 5 years, it took 15 years to complete this project, and instead of 2.5 billion, they spent more than 10 billion. So in construction industry, planning is everything. As you may expect, in the construction industry, there are several stages. And most of the mistakes are made during the pre-construction. Therefore, BuildrLink focuses exactly on the pre-construction stage. We want to be the painkiller for project and purchase managers. Therefore, we have improved the core process by making the bid process transparent, centralizing the communication, forecasting the budget, and giving the project manager a good overview of what's going on. There are already few competitors out there. However, most of them are for large enterprise companies. They are fairly expensive and complex. For small and medium-sized companies, there are not many solutions, and BuildrLink focuses exactly on this niche. Recent data shows that the efficiency is declining in construction industry, and this means that the company is looking for means to optimize their process. Their investments into contact have increased about 4 times recent years. Our business model is fairly simple. We charge general contractors 399 euros per month, and we believe that we can get up to 20,000 of them. We started actively looking for new clients last year. We have already 4 paying customers and 200 euro monthly recurring revenue. Feedback from our customer indicates that they are close to product market fit. Our next main target is to raise pre-seed investment and to have 15 paying customers in the end of the year. What is our long-term vision? We want to be the marketplace for business-to-business, general contractors and suppliers. Last but not least, we have the most awesome team. Each one of us is highly skilled what they're doing. So we want to raise 250,000 for pre-seed investment for expansion in Nordic countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much to BuildrLink. Thank you.
Could you tell us a bit more about your competition that you see internationally, specifically also?
There are a few companies. Okay, the slides went off. There are a few companies who are our competitors, and they have quite good systems, obviously. Like Procore or Building Connected, but they are like meant for large enterprise companies. So for smaller companies, let's say if you have a construction company where you have, let's say, 2 project managers, perhaps 3 project managers, it's way too complex systems. You don't need this kind of stuff. So and we see that in the recent years, the construction industry has become very active. There are a lot of actually kind of similar companies like we who are trying to make the processes more efficient, and they're popping up actually around the neighborhood here.
Is there another question?
Yeah, how are you acquiring customers? Because obviously in the SME market, you need to keep the CPIs very slow to be able to scale. So what's your current plan for that?
Thank you for that question. Of course, the construction industry is very conservative, and it's not easy to actually acquire those clients, but we see that the trend is changing slowly, and it's getting better and better over here. And what is our focus is that medium-sized clients we will approach directly, and smaller clients can use eventually self-service.
Thank you so much. Thank you, BuildrLink. Next up on stage, we have Stack Flows. Let's give it up and welcome the next startup.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sharunas from Stackflows. So if you are the large organization, you probably have 3 tasks: to scale, grow, and gain more profit. Gaining more profit, it needs for you to cut costs or become more efficient. To scale, it's needed to scale your infrastructure, scale your resources, and adopt a lot of new processes. And that's usually bringing to 3 main problems. There is a huge shortage of engineers and developers in the world, so it's always a bottleneck. The development cycles are taking too long, sometimes it's unacceptably long. And environment, it's changing each day and bring you more and more requests and requirements for developers, like compliance, sanction lists, and many, many more, like supply chain. So the solution is to try to keep away engineering of business development, of making decisions, and keep all the operational people to build their stuff and become as much independent of all the change management. For this purpose, we build a Stackflows, which is no-code process modeling platform for operation people to build and design process, to run it and operate it, to orchestrate all user work all over departments, all over the organization. We have user app, which interacts employees in the office, in the warehouse, in manufacturing, field servers. Basically, the organization doesn't need any user organization task at all. It's like mobile, desktop, tablets, everywhere. The best part is that each process on the platform that organization built, it's real time. So basically you can open any process, you see what's pending, what's struggling, you see the red places, green places, you can improve it instantly in a minute, and you can do change instantly. We are working as a SaaS platform, and the customer pays per employee that they onboard on our platform. We're also signing a contract of dedicated development, so our customers are able to get a custom development and integrate their, for example, legacy platforms which they want to automate. We already signed 1 contract and burned 100K until we reach MVP. Now we're signing 1 more contract with London-based company to digitize oil and gas industry, gold value chain, and all mining industry. After we sign those contracts, we are going to open a round in Q3 to 1 million euros to gain 200 customers, which generate us from 80 to 100K in MRR. Our team, I'm 14 years in IT, 3 years working in automation, and my colleague is 14 years senior developer and also working in automation market. Thank you. I'm Sharunas from Stackflows.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharunas. This was the opportunity for us to hear the infamous gong for the first time, but no worries. Is there a question?
Yes, I have a question. What is the typical time for the customers to integrate this solution? That's often what kind of is an obstacle to scalability.
There is different phases. For example, if you're coming just for building processes and for user work automation, it's nothing. You register and you do the process designing. If you would like to have, if you have some old legacy ERP in your infrastructure, it could take time to build an integration with the app as an app which will be able to be modeling and to be managed using modeling.
Is there another question?
Can you tell us about the buyer persona, kind of who you're really targeting in the organization?
Yeah, it's operational people basically. So for us, the easiest sales is going with process managers. Then they raise up the request to COOs, CIOs, digital or innovation officers. Of course, CFOs very like this tool because it led them to understand and see the real-time efficiency of the business, and also CTOs.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Stavros. Last but not least, we are welcoming on the stage the final startup for this bunch. Please give it up for LEGID App.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and I can't see my presentation for some reason. But I'm the co-founder of LEGID. Yes, thank you so much. Co-founder of LEGID, the smart legal marketplace. 2 years ago, when my co-founder, my business partner, who is a lawyer, Valentin, came to me talking about the problems of the legal industry, I had no clue what kind of big can of worms will open. Legal professionals struggle reaching potential clients. They often chase clients just to get paid, and they waste huge amounts of time in admin tasks. On the other side, 80% of people cannot afford legal services. And millions of people across the EU struggle finding quality, affordable legal help. Imagine you were in a foreign country and needed fast legal help. Where would you go? Our solution is LEGID, an AI-powered legal platform that offers expats, digital nomads, and foreign founders fast and affordable way to get quality legal help online wherever they are. It's a lawyer in your pocket. Just type your question, the app does the rest. In 3 steps, you're talking to a local expert in our live chat, and that's it. There are no emails, no calls, no office visits. We have no bots. Our AI understands the content of the question and sends it to all relevant lawyers. And we provide the best value for clients through price comparison. We offer dispute resolutions, KYC, as well as guaranteeing payments for lawyers. We target lawyers and clients in the solo lawyers segment in the EU worth 15.5 billion euros. And 5% of this market would be worth 775 million euros. 15 to 25% commission is what we charge from each transaction, and we offer business subscription packages for businesses. And at the end of this year, we're launching a CRM for lawyers. We have 60 active lawyers on the platform right now. We're the first true legal marketplace in all 3 Baltic states. We are an e-residency marketplace member, and since July, we've attracted over 800 cases. Our GMV has grown to 20K. By the end of 2027, you'll see us all across Europe with thousands of lawyers, thousands of daily consultations, a potential of 40 million euros in revenue. And we're a team of real heavyweights. We've helped big companies enter the EU market and helped successful startups get exits. And of course, we have a great supporting team in the Baltics and Poland who help us a lot. We are looking for 500K at this stage, and we already raised 60K for next stages of growth. And that's it. Thank you very much. I'm Alex from LEGID, the lawyer in your pocket.
Thank you, Alex. Time for questions.
Yeah, how much are you charging the customers and how much you are giving to the actual lawyers? Because I also assume that there is a question of, legitimacy of the lawyers. You need to hire them, so you need to pay them well enough. So what's the model there?
Yeah, I mean, the client gets several offers from different lawyers. So you submit a question, you get several lawyers offering you something. And it could be cheap, it could be expensive, but we found that clients tend to go for the slightly more expensive offer. And in terms of quality of lawyers, we vet each lawyer. We have a team who's dedicated for that. So no random people can be a lawyer on our platform.
Okay, thank you.
On the cases you run with the lawyers, do you have a standard use case or do you go full general? The reason I'm bringing this up is that I assume you have multiple type of questions, right? You have passive questions when you need to understand whether something is legal or not legal, or compliant or non-compliant, and then you have full-on cases that can take on weeks or months.
Oh, absolutely. There's a variety of cases, but the top cases are to do with migration, because we target expats, nomads, digital nomads, and foreign founders. They have a certain need for legal advice. And it's migration, there's a lot of business law, contract law, employment law, so a lot to do with business.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was there another one?
When does it, let's say, stop the service itself? So somebody can ask a question, but when you say, okay, now there needs to be a physical meeting, or it's drafting an agreement or whatever?
Oh, well, our platform provides for all of that. Of course, there's something like court cases that needs to be taken off the platform, which is totally fine. But for most cases, everything happens on the platform. You can exchange documents, you can sign agreements. A lot of lawyers need KYC or AML to make sure no one's doing anything dodgy. That we provide all of that. It's automated. Especially in the Baltics, it's super easy. Smart ID gives you this like in seconds. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This was the final pitch of this batch. But probably just as difficult as the pitching was for the founders, judging is going to be difficult as well. So let's give it up for the jury once again.